Oh, wait. This. Oh, that's right. We're supposed to be talking about Christianity in Japan. I don't know if this is very Christian. This might not be very Christian, but it is very. It's very good. So yeah, today we are doing a reaction. We're looking at what it's like to be a Christian in Japan. It is going to be an educational video, an educational stream. Imagine that. Wow. You might be like, man, Mr. David, put those glasses back on. Those eyes are horrible. I know. That's what my wife says every time. But a little pre-show talk. Let's talk about this. Love Bites. Asami Christmas Live is something that's happening. It's already been sold out. I don't know if it's going to be streamed. I don't really know much about this. Okay. But what I do know is that this image here, if I read this right, this image here was selected for the August calendar. You might be like, August calendar? There's a calendar of Love Bites? Yes. Yes, there's a calendar for Love Bites. And if you are a member of the Love Bites fan club, you actually get that. If you live in Japan, that is. I'm a member. I don't get this. Yes. I'll take this moment to cry sour grapes on this. I'll make my own calendar. Okay, how about that? No, but the real takeaway of this is that, yes, Asami is doing a Christmas live special. The tickets have sold out, from what I understand. And she just put this out there to say that, she's thinking about the song she's going to sing, and she's not exactly sure what they're going to be. And you can suggest what they could be. Could be, Christmas music? Is it going to be I've Been Dreaming of a White Christmas? Is it going to be like that? Is it Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? Is Asami really going to sing that? I don't think so. I don't think Asami's singing Frosty the Snowman. Okay? That would be funny if she was. But this is kind of an idea of what she did last year. Although I think the birthday set list was for another, 2019. But stuff like Oasis, which I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't remember any Oasis song. Okay, Heart, All I Want to Do Is Make Love to You. Okay. Asami's Behave, right? Behave. Not only does she look beautiful, but she's singing a song like that. Come on now. Let's see. Epilogue, a Love Bites song. If we do with that, this is based on the 20. I think this is the 2020, 2022. Was it? Let's see. I think she tells us here. The first is the 2019. The other one is 2020. Okay, so not last year, but it was a while back. To give you an idea, Silent Night, Joyful. All I Want for Christmas Is You, Mariah Carey. Okay. So some very special people are going to see this thing. Now, while we're on this segment, let's find out right now if this is going to be something that is broadcast live. Okay, I'm sure it's something we can find real quickly by just going to Asami's profile. Let's see here. Let's see what's going on. Sometimes food, like you look at this. What does it look like at first glance? But I'm sure it's tasty. Come on. I'm not the only one who thought that. This is great news to talk about. The Love Bites Rock Imperium Festival. Very cool, very cool. That's going to be over there in Europe, from what I understand. In Spain. All right. Where is... Okay, Asami Christmas Live. Is it going to be live? I think it is. There's a support user link. I think it will be broadcast. Okay. All right. So there is a possibility you could see it live. All right. From the comfort of your own chair. Okay. Look at that. unless something changes. Alrighty. Well, with that said, let's go ahead and get into this, man. Let's get into what it's like to be a Christian in Japan. I don't know really much about this, other than, from what I understand, that it's not very popular. Okay. Well, let's educate ourselves.
This is actually the most common question I've been getting. What is it like to be Christian in Japan? What's the perception? Any misconception on that?
Shout out to the channel, the Japan Reporter. Okay, I know he's a much larger channel than mine, but I shout out because I'm definitely benefiting from his content here. I do pay respect that way.
What are the common difficulties in Japan? Some of them seemed quite anxious, kinda afraid of being stigmatized or prejudiced.
So why is that? Why are people who are in Japan that are Christian, why are they afraid to say that they're Christian? Are they afraid that they're going to be beheaded? That's not. When I think of like religious persecution, I don't really think of Japan. But maybe I'm completely wrong there. Maybe I'm going to learn something here.
Prejudiced. Actually, this was definitely true in the past. Christianity first came to Japan in 1549 at the southwest of Japan, Kagoshima. Some daimyo underwent baptism and became Christians, publicly allowing mission.
The daimyo? The daimyo was wait, is he a Christian daimyo? Sorry, I was looking at something real fast. Let's back that up.
In 1549 at the southwest of Japan, Kagoshima. Some daimyo underwent baptism and became Christians, publicly allowing missionaries to
Okay, some daimyos became Christian. Oh, look at that.
perform their work in their territory. While they could
Some might say base, some might say not so base. It depends on where you are, right? I mean, I just think it's interesting. I'm looking at this like it's a game of civilization, and it's like it's going for religious war or no, religious conquest or religious victory, I should say. Okay. All right, if you know what I'm talking about, if you play that game.
secure profits from trading with the West. These Japanese are known as Kirishitan daimyo, and because of
Christian
them,
daimyo.
it was spreading rapidly at that time. 7 or 8% of the population in Japan were estimated to be Christians at maximum. But then, this guy came in.
This guy came in and did what? He wrecked it? He's like, no more Christians.
Hideyoshi Toyotomi. He was afraid that those Christian daimyo and foreign influence might destroy or dominate Japan, so decided to get rid of Christianity from Japan entirely. Not just kicking out foreign missionaries of the country, but also even publicly executing
Christians. Hey, he liked Jesus so much, we'll send you off the way he did. Whoa. Okay. Dang. I did not know about this.
The government eventually issued anti-Christian order, and the religion became completely outlawed. That ban continued for more than 250 years. During the time, the government kept discouraging Christianity as publicly torturing or executing anyone Christian. And then...
Holy crap! I had no idea Japan was like this. What? This is like something I would expect some like ignorant buffoons doing like in a desert country somewhere. What?
Japan got into a strong isolation for 2.5 centuries, which could also reinforce it throughout the nation. Although Japan finally got reopened and the ban was removed eventually, the people remained quite skeptical.
Japan rapidly industrialized.
And Christianity hasn't been spread so much even to this day. So what's my point exactly?
Well, maybe to this day, it's still frowned upon to be Christian. That you're not really allowed. I mean, it's not like they're persecuting them still to this day, right? There's not like a secret facility that they go to, right? I don't know.
Japan still anti-Christian? Well, I don't think so. First of all, you can believe any religion, at least from a legal standpoint. It's not so many and big, but you can see
Let's see, number of churches in Japan, 8,465. Protestants, yeah. My family's Protestant, okay? It doesn't really mean much to me now, okay? But, I mean, yeah. Anyway.
Church here and there. Some famous universities in Japan were founded by Christian people and have a Christian influence more or less. In every
Take that, Catholics. Only 20 churches or 20 universities? We got 56.
were founded by Christian people and have a Christian influence more or less. In everyday life, it's not so hard to find something Christian, although it's a different style from the West, of course. What about Christian celebrities?
And that's what I'm also very curious about, how they look at Christianity, you know, how they make sense of the stories and the allegories and all that. Wow. Okay.
It's actually not so super rare. If Japan was anti-Christian,
Oh yeah, the golfer,
I don't think
songwriter.
we would have these successful people. Now don't get me wrong, Japan is not a Christian country either. Christian people are still a minority, and I'm guessing some misconception or prejudice exists. To find out, I set up interviews
You'll get to know from this video the reasons to be Christian for Christian Japanese. Okay. Misconceptions that Japanese people have. Difficulties of living in Japan as a Christian. Why Christianity couldn't spread in Japan. And Christianity in Japan and Japanese morality. Okay, well, get ready to be educated. Are you taking notes?
with Christians in Japan and asked about their experiences. Hopefully, it's gonna give you a little bit insight about being a Christian in Japan.
Oh, cool. We got Christian rock. In Japan? Hey, I cover a lot of Japanese bands. I don't know who this guy is. Maybe it's because it's a guy. I'm not really impressed so far with Amari tones. I'm not really impressed with his tone there. Tony's? Amari Tony's? Maybe he's really good. I don't know. What? Okay. Okay. Is he trying to produce the cries of being tortured? I'm sorry, but that's what it sounds like. Okay.
もともとバンドや音楽はやっていたんですけれども、有名になろうだとか思って音楽をやっていたわけではなくて、真実であると。
No, watch. This band is gonna find out that I reacted and didn't pay any respect to him and be like, oh, you're disrespect and all this stuff. It's like, look, man, I say it like it is. All right. Maybe someone likes it.
愛とか希望みたいなものを音楽の中にかなり求めている方だったんですね。ある時に一人のクリスチャンアーティ
One
スト
day I
の
met a Christian gospel artist.
ゴスペルアーティストの方の演奏を見る機会がありました。それを見た時に僕は
Watch that. I
こ
put
うや
the
って神
subtitle right
様のた
here.
めに自分の音楽を捧げるっていうのはこんなに純粋な音楽の鳴らし方があったのかと思って
That was really shocking
衝撃を
to me.
受けまして、自分もこんな風
I
に
thought I really
音を鳴ら
wanted
して
to
みたい
play my
と
music
思
like
いました
that.
でその後
Later
そ
on,
の
I
ゴスペルアーティストの
became
方
friends
と
with the
仲良くな
gospel
って
artist.
聖書なんかも読ん
Started
んだ
reading
んで
the
すけど、そ
Bible.
のイエス・キリストの言
I
っ
was
て
like,
る
yeah, man, this book is killer. And I thought things Christ did or said were exactly like rock and roll.
こととかやってることはもうまさにロックンロールそのものだったんですねと思ったので、私はその背中を追いかけようと決意しました。
That's why
私た
this.
ち
Okay.
が2人と
Both
も
been
ハ
in
ー
the
ドロック
hard
ヘビーメ
rock,
タルとか
heavy
っていう
metal
のが好きだったんですけれど、
Are these? I don't.
その中でも神
And
様
that's his
の
wife.
メッセージでも
Okay.
何かしら感じるところがあって、じゃあそれでちょっとキリスト教
I had a
に
feeling
興味を持ち、
God told him to start a
自
band.
分
It's
た
like
ちの音
Blues
楽
Brothers.
を通じて何かメッセージを届けることができたらと思って、まあ細
Through
々
music,
な
we
んです
convey the
が、
message of God. We're not so big, but we've been doing this for quite a long time. Well, you put those two things together, I think you have what's stopping you. No offense, lady. Okay.
長く活動を続けております。
But you keep doing it, what you want to do. That's fine. Maybe it'll grow. I don't know.
One of the main characteristics of this church is we love people and we want to show God's love to people and we want to have good relationships together because that's most important. Because I always say that 80% of all problems in the world.
Like if you didn't tell me this is like in Japan, if you took the pastor of Japan Kingdom Church or whatever, it just sounds like something I'd hear from any other evangelical preacher guy. Okay, and it's like, okay, well, alrighty.
Have to do with people. The type of people that come here are Japanese, Americans, people from different cultures, people from different backgrounds, the homeless people that we help. Right now, we have a care center in our church.
Well, that's good.
They come here.
That's, you know what? I was joking earlier, but you know that stuff is good. If it is happening the way it's described, cool. You know, that's really
here
cool.
to take a shower, to get clean clothes. We open up our cafe for coffee and we play games and we create relationships together. And then now we have a shelter apartment. So we have a shelter apartment in Ome City where we house two former homeless. We do monthly outreaches to the homeless every third Saturday here at this church. So we have
so the church houses two homeless people in the apartment? Well, I guess they got to ramp up. They got to receive more donations so they can afford more apartments for these homeless. What is the homeless situation like in Japan? We got to be educated on that.
Heart for our city. We have a heart for Japan and for our city.
Reason to be Christian. Gospel music did interest me to go to a church in the first place. I started to read the Bible because I wanted to understand the song lyrics. Eventually became Christian.
教会とかでやってるゴスペルが本当にすごいから一緒に行こうみたいな感じで言ってたらすっかりそのゴスペルの沼に
I got really impressed by the gospel.
全然違う
It was a completely different level that Mother's chorus group I belonged to.
全然違うもうガツンって
What shocked me a lot. But this is very interesting to me because like you think like a lot of times, most of the times really, you think about like the religion that you practice is like you don't really decide. What I'm saying is, depending on the environment that you were born in and raised in, if you're around people who are very religious, in your early years, they're probably gonna, get you involved in that, and you might think that is the way and the only way. But that's only really because you were born into that environment. But if you're born into an environment where you could kind of choose, and you can, I guess, become more open. Aware of another faith or whatever and make a decision, then I guess you have to be really wow. Okay. So they read the gospel, they really liked it, and they were impressed by it. Okay.
ネットで検索してそしたら意外と国分寺で近いところでやってたのでみんな入っていいよ入っていいよってウェルカムだったので
数年前にカナダに1年
I wonder if they're going to tell us a little bit about like their backstory or anything like that. If there's something, I wonder if there's a commonality, like maybe something in their lives that's like missing, and they found they found what they're, at least they think they found what they were looking for through the gospel, through religion, through becoming a Christian. I wonder if that's what's going on. Or maybe they really like it. Maybe they just really like it. They're impressed with the word of Jesus.
をしていましてクリスチャンの方たくさんの人に出会ったんですね。その人たちが自分に持ってないようなものすごい愛だったり
Like love and kind heart and they were so nice
す
to
ごい優
me.
しくしてくださったり
Oh,
し
yeah.
て、自分とその方
I
々
just
との
wondered
ギ
where
ャ
it was
ッ
coming
プは
from.
何だろうってすごい考えるようになったのが一つですね。ある教
And
会
then I
に
visited
た
a
どり
local
着いた時
church.
にその賛美
Oh, look at that.
にすごい触れられてしまって、もう涙が止まらない経験を
Tears
したんですよ
just
ね
didn't stop.
でそこですごく
And I
神
genuinely
様
felt the
に触れ
presence
られ
of
た経
God
験をしたのが大
for
き
the
かった
first
と思い
time.
ます。
これ見てる人、私どう
If
考
you
えても
watch this, I look a very good person,
真面
right?
目なあれですよね。ね、悪いことなんか一つもし
Like
たこと
never
ないよう
done
な
anything bad in life. Oh, but he's done bad stuff. He's gonna tell us right now.
真面目に見えると思う。
What is it? What is it going to be? But actually, my life was terribly dissolute. All right, let's make a prediction here. What is he going to say? Is it a member of Yakuza? Nah, he's not going to say that. Any real member of the Yakuza doesn't say they're a member of the Yakuza. That just doesn't happen. But I wonder if he stole. He stole? Maybe he has some affairs? Multiple affairs? I don't know. Maybe he was a school teacher at... I'm going to stop myself there. I don't know. Oh, we'll see.
思うんですけども、私ものすごい遊び人でした。10代の頃から悪いことばっかりだった。
Since I was a teenager, I've been doing many bad things and made a huge debt by playing around. Oh, gambling addiction. Oh, okay.
借金500万ぐらいあったんですよ。全部遊びで作った借金です。なんつうかその時楽しきはそれでいい
My
っ
life
て、
was
そういう生
always
活して
like
ました。
whatever.
それでクリスチャン
After
に
becoming
出ました。
Christian,
ある時大好きだった
I didn't
お
feel like
酒が飲めなかっ
drinking
た。
any alcohol, which
その
I
代わ
used to
り
be very
教会
obsessed
に行っ
with.
たり、
Rather drink, go to church and pray. Oh. Well, now here's the thing. I mean, my family's Protestant, and they'll say, oh, he's just a dirty Protestant. A dirty Protestant's talking about faith. You'd be like, let me guess, you drink? Yeah, I drink. Yeah.
やっぱり賛美したりっ
I'm not a Baptist.
ていうことが何よりも楽しい。もう本当に
Became much more fun and meaningful
夜
to
遊びとかよ
me.
りそのお酒飲んだりするより全然楽しいん
That's
で
good
す。
for
やっ
him.
ぱあの人がちゃんと教会
I
に
think it was
コ
because
ミ
there
ット
were
して
people praying to
買って
God.
くれるように
I'd
で
quit drinking alcohol. You know what? If it works for you, that's fine. You know? If you like it, that's
祈
cool,
ってくれる
man.
人がいました。やっぱその祈りの力によって私は
Got
本当に
me
神様
to
と共に歩む
realize
人
I
生が
really
どれ
wanted
だけ
to
楽し
live
いんだ
with
というこ
God.
とを体験することができました。
To
で
make
今
my
もその
life
歩みの中に
better
い
and
ます。
better.
周りが
So, okay, like I was saying earlier, there's something in their life that's missing. Or he's looking for something. He's looking for like stability. He's looking for a way to get away from his vices, and this is it. So it's like AA. It's like AA. Alcohol Anonymous? Was she an alcoholic too? Huh. That's a really bad freeze frame right there. Yeah. All right, let's play this.
どんな状況になったとしても温かいものがずっと心の中にある感じですね。愛とかこう喜びとか
Love,
平安
pleasure,
が
peace.
常にあるんですよ。
Always in my heart.
なんだろう、幸せって言ったら簡単
May
な言い
sound
方だと思
fake,
うん
but
で
I
すけ
always
ど、
have happiness
常に
because
こう
of
満
my
たされて
faith.
る状態、それが
That's a
す
big
ごい
deal
大きい
for
と
me.
思います。
困ったことがあって
I
神
used to
様
think
って
people becoming Christians were suffering for something in life. Well, that's what I'm wondering here.
すがるような人が集まるのが教会みたいなイメージがやっぱりちょっとあったの
I
で
mean, were you suffering in life somewhere? I mean, it's a fair question. You brought it up here. So I don't think I was supposed to be Christian.
私は別にそんなに困ってないしとかって思ってたんだけど、音楽と
Every time I
そうい
sing
う
a
わーってみん
hymn
ながこ
with
う
people
祈って
together,
叫んでっていう中でのすごい高揚が
I'm so in a
あ
state
る
of
ので、もう
euphoria.
すごいなんか
I
やっぱり
naturally
私には
come to think
イエ
that
ス
I
様が
do
必要だ
need
っていう
Jesus
なんか
Christ.
すごい強い思いが
That's my reason to be Christian. Okay.
ってなった。
You know what? It's really not all that different from the reason why people become Christian. Like, you know, here in the States, you know, Christian blogger being Christian in Japan for 28
クリスチャン
years.
ホームでもう両親がもともとクリスチャンなのでもうずっと赤ちゃんの頃からもう当たり前のように教会に行っていたのでイエス・キリストの教えっていうものがこう一本筋として
I'll make this
通
bigger
っ
so you
て
guys
るんで
can
すよね。
read
だからそうする
along
とやっ
too.
ぱ生き方とか
I can have a consistent
考え
standpoint
方
and
にもやっぱ
confidence
迷い
in
が
my
なくなるんですよね。
decisions.
でもイエス様こうおっしゃってるなとか
Jesus says that,
いや
right?
聖書からするとやっぱこういう生き方がいいだろうとかそういうところでブレなく生きれるんじゃないかなっていう部分は大きいかなと思います。
Ah. Oh, Natsu. Natsu, a Christian musician, and she's a creator. Okay. Let's see what she has to say.
自分の人生の基盤が
Things the Bible
や
says
っぱ
really
り
makes sense
はっ
to
きり
me,
するので聖書に書かれているこ
and I can have a clear foundation in my life. Oh,
とにすごくな
that's cool. Hey, you know, for some people it works that way, you know, you kind of base your morality around that. Sure, cool. Hey, I don't have a problem with that.
得しているし明確な基準っていうのがあるん
It's
で
easy
す
to
よ
be clear
人間関
rules
係
in
に
human
こういう
relationships.
時はこう解決すればいいとか
And I know what to do in a difficult situation. What, like, turn the other cheek? Don't let those who anger you control you. All right? Don't let them anger you.
私は自分の人生を
Back
呪って
then, I
い
was
たんですよ
terribly,
本当に
deeply
生きるだけ
despair.
無駄やと思ったんですよ早い方が絶
See, there you have the tortured life. The
対
tortured
僕
life.
と思ってたぐらい自分の人生に絶望していて
She really
生きて
felt like
た能
giving
力
up.
もないし
I
特
have
別な
no
容姿
talent
も
and
持
no
っていない
beauty.
し人
I
と比
don't
較
say
して
that
は
for
自
yourself.
分なん
Compare
て
myself to others. I felt like I was
全然
worthless.
価値のない人間だってずっと思って生きてきたので、でもその聖書
But
の中
especially
で
got
特
this
に
attention in the
私
Bible,
一つ曲にもしてるんですけど、
which I
エ
put
レ
in
ミ
my
ヤ書
song.
29章11節
Jeremiah 29:11. What is Jeremiah 29:11? What is that? See, I'm not even a real Christian. I don't even know what that is. I'm just a dirty Protestant. Jeremiah 29:11. Bible Gateway. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope in a future. Okay. That's a pretty good plan. I mean, that plan's going to hold up during this religious war we're going to be. World War III religious war, right? Okay, hold on. All right, let's put this back on the screen here. Let's get into this. Okay, but yeah, that's a cool proverb to
そ
live
こに
by.
はあなた方には希望
Oh, she
の計
says.
画があるってことを
It
書
says there
か
are
れているんで
plans
す
to
ね。私
prosper
にもそ
you,
の計
plans to help you.
画
Yeah, that's cool.
の道を
And as I joke around, I mean, there's times where even I will pray and hope that it is effective, even though it may not actually be. But I hope for the best.
開いてくださいって祈って音楽が与え
Yeah,
られた
Manu,
のか
I'm the
きっか
dirty
けになったのが
Protestant.
その希望の計画が
I'm
あ
the
る
dirty
っていう
Protestant.
聖書の言葉がきっかけだったんです
I wear a rubber when I have sex with my wife, so that way I don't have 28 freaking kids all running over the place, okay? Because not every sperm is sacred, okay? Let me just tell you that, all right? Misconceptions on Christianity in Japan.
他の人が思ってる偏見とか
はい
誤解みたいな
All right.
なんか
Can we make a guess here? What are the misconceptions? Ooh, misconceptions, prejudice of Christianity in Japan. That you are boring? That you're lame? I mean, wait, are we talking about Catholics? I mean, I don't think they have the Catholic priest problem over there in Japan, so probably not that. It probably has nothing to do with that. I don't know. I don't know what it would be.
感じますかね。
いや誤解だらけですね。はい。
There are too many misconceptions.
誤解だらけで理解もしてもらえないところも多いですよね。
Not enough
その顔を
understanding
殴
at
ら
all.
れ
For
ても
example, some
殴り
people
返
think
さ
that
な
they
いんで
can
しょう
just hit
と
us
か。
hard and we won't hit them back.
で殴られたりとか、なんか仏壇
You
とか
know,
ある
there's
じゃない
often a
家に
Buddhist
帰ってき
household
たら、
altar in a
亡くなっ
Japanese
たおじいちゃんに
house.
挨拶するみたいなのあるん
And
で
he
すけ
visits
ど、キリスト
someone's
教の人
house,
た
pray
ち
to
っ
their
て、僕
grandma
の
or grandpa.
いた宗派ですけど、そういうことはしない
Christians
の
don't do
で、
that, at
そういうこと
least
し
in
ない
my
ことに対して
denomination.
すごく嫌な目で
They
見ら
see
れ
like
ちゃったりとか、あとお
they're
祭
like immoral people. Oh, okay.
りとか、あれ神社なんですかね。そのお祭りに参加しない、町内会でこう手
Because we
伝わ
don't
ないっていうのも
participate
や
or
っぱ
help
家
at
族
that
で、家
festival,
族揃って
our whole
集ま
family
る
receives cold looks at our town.
伝
Oh,
統が
okay.
強いですよね。自分たちの
Oh,
やり
yeah, because you're not doing what everybody else is doing, okay? They're paying respects to their loved ones. They're just doing it song and dance in the street. You guys are doing song and dance at a church. Right? I don't know. Japan still does have strong traditions.
方と違うことに対
And
し
if you
て、
don't follow them,
すごく
whether or not
拒
it's
絶
a
されてし
religious
まうという
reason, you're likely to be
神道とか仏教とかってかなり根
ostracized.
付いているので、
Hindu and Buddhism are deeply rooted in a very crucial part in our life.
生活に入ってるじゃないですか。
とにかくいやキリスト教
Who is this guy? Who's this guy? Chizuo Sakurai, pastor of Jesus Community Kokumbanji. Okay. Cool. Cool.
って知らないですよね。であとなんかなんていうのかな異端の異
To
端
make
っていうか
things
聖書を
worse,
書き
some
換えちゃっ
religious
たとか
groups in
勝手に
Japan
聖書を作
rewrite
っち
the
ゃってるグル
Bible
ー
and
プが
set up
子
their own
供を
Bible. Hey, you can't rewrite the Word of God. It is the Word of God. You can't change it up like that. Come on now. That stuff is like unchangeable, right? It's never been changed before, right? You can't be like, I think he actually meant this, guys. No. And sometimes they visit our house with the child to convince you to join it.
ちっちゃい子供一緒に連れてくる訪問する人たちとか、ねキリスト教って嫌だよねとか言って、
And you think that's Christianity, have a terrible impression. Oh, I guess, dude, so I can imagine some churches doing that. Using kids to get the, wait, what? Why would, but which church is doing that? Which church is using kids to draw people in? It's already bad. Is it the Catholics? Are they the ones doing it? It's the freaking Catholics. They can't get their hands off the kids.
子供をね出し
I'm just messing.
に使ってみたいなこと
The
をしている
priests are the ones who can't keep their hands
わ
off
け
the
ですよ。
kids.
そういう人たちと勘違
I'm afraid that people in Japan mistake us for those groups.
いされるっていう偏見はあるかもしれないですね。
この日本人は
But
やっぱ宗教って
Japanese people
い
here
う
think
と
religious.
特にオウム真理教の事件以来、
There's
何
something
か
scary.
恐ろしいものっていうようなこうイメージ
Oh, the M Shinriko cult did that. Oh, wait. That's that really violent cult, right? They did an act in Japan. Right? Oh, we should cover that. Oh, we should talk about that. Now that would be really exciting.
イメージがあったりとか、宗教的な信念を表したりするっていうことはなんか
It's
はば
quite
から
hard
れ
to
るよう
express
な
your
雰囲気っていうの
religion.
はあるかも
Society
し
has kind of negative vibes, stop you from doing that.
In my experience, Japanese people's perception of Christianity is fear. I feel like it's fear. I did some research. A cult group in Japan that, spread sarin gas all over the
Yeah, that's the group. Oh, man.
subway and many people died. It's kind of like a fear of like religion or shukyo or any
Hey, he was just helping those people get closer to God. What was he doing? We didn't watch a rabbit hole on that.
anything religious is kind of like,
Sometimes people are afraid of cults. When you say religion, people are like, oh, religion, is it a cult? Is it okay? So if you start talking about God in a certain way, people sometimes could have a positive or could have a negative reaction.
古くオウム真理教の事件とかありまし
Yeah,
たよ
the
ね。
terror attack he made it on
ということで宗
Shinriko.
教っていうものに対するイメージ、それを信じてる人間、
Okay, because they were religious people. I think they were Christians. Religious people are often considered dangerous or scary.
危険だと思ったり怖がったり、
Well, and there's people who take it that far, sure. But then there's normal people who just like to have, they just like to believe. They like to read the gospel. They just want to believe the words of Jesus Christ and God and live by those words. And there's, like I said, people who take it too far.
あるいはその信仰を持つことに対してお金を取られるんじゃないかとか、そういう恐れがあって 教会に足を踏み入れることができない。
宗教に関する問
Let's see,
題
when
や
any
ニュース
incident
に
that
なっ
was
てしまった
caused
時
by a religious group happens
に
here,
もうそれだけでキ
only
リスト
based
教ってい
on
う、
that,
何か宗教
I
に
think
対し
people
ての
tend
イ
to
メージ
easily
が
get biased
ネガティブなイメ
against
ージ
Christianity
になってしま
anything
ってる。
religious.
一番大きな変化はやっぱり私には関係ない。見た目的には綺麗、清い。
Well, I was actually expecting this guy to speak English. Japanese people might associate it with a positive word like beauty, pure,
明
bright.
るいということもあるけど、私
But
と
at
は
the
あま
end,
り
the
関
religion
係ない
seems
と
so
いう
irrelevant.
ほとんどの日本人が考えてます。どうしてもそれ日本的じゃないもののように見られます。
自分がキリ
It
スト
also seems like very non-Japanese. Can't really relate. I can kind of get that too. It seems very different, right? You can a Japanese Protestant or Japanese Catholic. It's like, really? Like what I'm saying is I would think there would be like a disconnect there. Like, it doesn't seem very Japanese. It's quite foreign to them, you know, literally, where the whole thing happened. But you know, if it connects with you, I suppose it does, right?
キリスト教徒であるってことを公に言っていたことが何度かあります。
There was a time when I was openly Christian, but in most cases I was treated like a
や
freak.
っぱりいずれの場合にもちょっと変人
Well,
扱いをされ
brush your
る
hair, dude. Do you shower? No, it's just messing with the guy.
ことがやっぱり周りの人たちに、
I
本
mean,
気にしても
Japan
らえな
people
い
do
真
not
剣に
like
受け取っ
take
ても
my
らえないと
religion
いうことが
seriously. I
生
have
活
to
の中
deal
で
with
多々
that
あ
all
り
the
ます。
time
ク
in
リ
my
スチャンだ
daily
から
life.
こういうことを信じているか
Christian, this is my belief, so could you just let me do it?
らこうしたいんだ
Yeah,
っていうことを言っても、取り合っても
Every time
ら
I
え
was
もら
like,
えな
people
い。
don't
日本に
take
住
it
んでいる
seriously.
外国人の方であれば、あ
If
な
any
たは
foreigners said
外国人でキ
they
リスト
were
教徒だねっ
Christian,
て言われ
Japanese people would be easily convinced and more understanding.
て理解してもらえると思うんですけれども、日本人であ
But
る
if I, a
私が
Japanese person,
自分
said
は
I'm
キリスト教徒だからって
Christian,
言っても、でもあなたは日本人だか
and
ら
then say, but you're Japanese, so you should do the same thing as we. No, you tell them, no, I don't follow the herd. I'm not an NPC. I don't do that. I do my own thing.
みんなと同じようにしなきゃいけないでしょ。
宗教そのものが危ない
Japanese
もの
people
っていう
tend to imagine
イメージがす
religion
ごい
to be
強いのかな。
scary.
オウム真理教と
Okay.
かの
Oh, we
イ
got
メー
this
ジが結構
association with the
強く
cult.
て、宗
We got
教イ
this.
コール洗脳っていうイメージは絶対あると思います。あともう一つ、宗教は弱い者がやるイメージ、何かに頼るってことは弱いことだっていうのは若干あるのかなっていう
Kind of
のは思います。
misconception
クリスチャンってことだと
exists.
言いにくい雰囲
Japan,
気
it's
が
hard to be openly Christian.
なんか言ったらこう
Because you
避けら
don't
れちゃうん
want
じ
to
ゃ
be
ないか避けられちゃ
ostracized,
うんじゃないかっていう
disliked.
思いが
We've
みんなの中でなんか
heard this
知
already
ったらなんか
in this
こう
video.
入んなきゃいけないみたいな多分どっか共
Or
感
by
感
the
がある
person.
のかもしれないですけど
Is there any education in Japan related to Christianity?
I feel it's very low, little to none.
So, like,
education.
no
Only
education
media
about
that
Christianity.
has taught Japanese people about God was probably Sister Act, the
That's-
movie Tenshi no
really?
Songu. I think that's that's the only one.
Oh man, wait, are there extra scenes of the Japanese Sister Act? Oh man, I actually would like to see Sister Act like dubbed in Japanese. What? That sounds so crazy.
But of course, there's some there's people writing books, there's people making movies, but it's not mainstream. It's just low stream, so it's not
Low
like
stream.
highly
Wall Street, yeah.
publicized.
授業なんかちらっと出てきたりとか例えば世界史でなんかモーセが出てきたりとかフランシスコ・ザビエルが
History class, they mentioned Francis Xavier or some famous historical
宣
people.
教したとかそういうのは出てくるんですけどまあその聖書の内容
We don't
を
learn
なん
like
か
things the
教える
Bible
とか
says
キリスト教がどういう
or
もの
what
か
Christianity
教え
is
るとか
about.
普通の学校
I don't
で
think any
多分
public
教わらないん
schools
で
here ever teach their
キリスト
students
教っ
that.
てその西洋の
Well, that's not something that's even taught in. I mean, you can find that in schools in the U.S., but they're like not common. Like the public school system, I was never taught. I learned about Christianity. I learned about okay, in the public schools, I learned about the history as far as like the settlers coming over and stuff like that. But the actual details of like the gospel and the Bible and all that was more at church. But there's some private schools that will do things differently. I wonder. I guess they do have that in Japan if they have universities that were like, I guess, form of Protestants. I wouldn't be surprised if they have like private schools that are formed by some religious leaders. I'm not sure though. In Japan, people think that Christianity is only a Western thing.
実際にはこのかなりいろんなところにこう幅広く分布しているわけなんですね。アジアやアフリカにも
It's even in Asia and Africa, whether or not we became Christians, it's important for us to know about the religion even a bit. Whether we go abroad, foreigners come to Japan, given the facts, we have an increased number of foreigners. Chances are that we will meet Christians.
せめて基本的なことを知っていただくっていうことはすごくいいことかなと思います。
All right, difficulties living in Japan as a Christian. Well, I guess you have to stay to yourself.
There are some difficulties. One is because Japan is kind of afraid of religion, even the government. So let's say if I want to rent the public hall to do like a Bible study, they'll say no.
Oh, okay. I'll shut that down.
It's like, it's religion. It's kind of not accepted.
So yeah, because there's no like First Amendment, there's no free speech there. They'll allow you to practice it, but they're not gonna use those.
That much?
これもキリスト教の宗派によるんですけど、お酒を禁じてる宗派もあれば、
Depending on your denomination, you're not supposed to drink. Or you can drink open the bottle.
飲まない派なんですよ。ちょっと飲み会とかは断ってますね。ただ、
and drinking is pretty big in Japan. I mean, you're turning down a chance to socialize, man. You're turning down a chance. You're turning down a chance to move on up in your company. Okay. Japan has a strong drinking culture.
クリスチャンは日曜日を礼拝で毎週
He
教
goes
会
to
に
church
行く
every
ので
Sunday.
日本でめ
Oh,
っちゃ
a
働
good Christian girl. Look at that. We have a workaholic culture and often do work even on weekends.
くじゃないですか。やっぱ休めない文化なので土日休むってなると仕事がすごく限られる。
Okay. Oh, that was interesting. So, I guess it's not necessarily office-related work, but sometimes you have certain to entertain clients or bosses with playing sports or activities together, even on weekends. Oh, okay. Well, that kind of happens here in the States too, like company picnics and stuff like that. But I guess it's more common.
西洋ではまた西洋だけじゃなくて日本
The West, actually, not just the West.
世界中に
Many other
いつでも
countries.
どこで
It's
も
not
何時で
necessary
も
on
何曜日
Sunday
で
at
も
church
集まってる
specifically, but it
し
would
て
be
ます
weekends
しかし
anytime,
日
anywhere.
本のキリスト教は特に日曜
Our
礼
churches
拝
in
を
Japan
守るよ
stick
う
to
に
Sunday
すごい
service.
進めてますこれは
Which could be a
少し
big
壁です
hurdle
ね
in
クリ
Japan.
スチャンの高校
A
生
Christian
が
high school student invited his friends to
友
church
達を誘ってイエス様についてすごい
because
興味
they
を持
were
って
interested
イエス
in
様もっと知り
Christianity.
たい
They wanted to
まあ
know
でもその
more.
教会は集まりは日曜日そしてその子供たちはみんな
Because
部
on
活が
Sundays they have club
いけ
activities.
ないこれが
Yeah,
大
it's
き
just
な
gonna clash. Yeah.
葛藤があると思います。まあ日本人はめちゃめちゃ忠実だからね。自分に与えら
Now, but you're gonna you would run. I'm not sure how too different that is. How so different that is compared to like, being a Christian in the States, okay, in America. Most of the churches have like Sunday service. I mean, if you're gonna be playing like a softball game on Sunday, yeah, I take that back because the t-ball, the little league stuff, the sports stuff is usually on Saturdays, right? It's usually Saturday mornings, Sunday. So okay, I'll take that back. I can walk that back, because you know what? Yeah, there is a big difference. Sundays, really a lot happens in the morning, except for people going to church or staying in, or whatever. You know, it's kind of like that. If you ever go ride around on Sunday morning, yeah, I mean, you know what it looks like. It's like, oh, okay, no one's really out, but yet they are out. They're all a lot of people at their churches, right? Yeah, okay. Well, I guess you're gonna have to figure out what you want to do if you want to go to church on Sunday or play your game or play baseball. Yeah, Casa de Angelo. What's he? Weddings video are quite popular. Okay, they look like churches inside.
られたやり方を守りたい。だからその与えられたやり方は日曜日の礼拝を守ること。最近はちょっと少なくなってると思うけど、昔
I believe this is less common nowadays, but until a few years ago, some churches demanded people to quit their job or club. Okay, well, that's a huge demand for any church. They're gonna have to find another way to work around that.
言うまでの教会のリーダーもいる。
日曜日に予定が必ずあるっていうのは
I'm gonna have to quit my job to go to church. That's a huge commitment.
そこでちょっとなんかギャップというか珍しがられましたね。はい。
Oh yeah, in Razvan, like the church that is commonly seen in a lot of the Unlucky Morpheus used them, Love Bites used them. I think Audius also used them. I think it's the same church that was used in Sweet Temptation. Was that the name of the song? No, that's not the name of the song. Not the one I'm thinking of. No way. No, I think it was. I can't think of the name of the song right now. But there's a church that's commonly used. That's kind of interesting. I mean, what's the connection with that? You know, is there a connection? Is it they just use it because it looks cool? Yeah, Audience used the church too. I do remember they did. I just don't remember what song it was. I thought it was like Dominator or something. I forgot what it was. That was a long time ago when I saw that one. Maybe it was no. I can't tell you what it was. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for the Japanese. Good times. We're learning how it's difficult to be a Christian in Japan. Okay.
普通の人からす
Many
るとび
Japanese
っく
were
りされ
so
ましたね。
surprised.
土曜日
By the way, if we made it this far, are you surprised by any of this so far? We've talked about, well, you're probably just joining it now, but we covered the reasons to be a Christian, which was kind of expected. You know, people gravitated towards the gospel. They found the words to be fulfilling. They were inspired by them. They really enjoy the song and dance portion of it. Okay, you know, some people said that it helped fulfill them, or I'm putting words in their mouth, help them get away from certain vices like gambling and drinking. Okay, all right. And now we're talking about like how it's difficult to live as a Christian in Japan. So nice, Tiger. Thank you, Tiger. Tiger's great.
もう教会の奉仕活動、あ
Tiger
と
Mug,
水曜日
yeah.
の教会の奉仕活動をずっとしてて、当たり前のなんかライフスタイルだったんですけど、一般の人
I
に
think Japanese people would find it so
この話
awkward.
をするとちょっと惹かれちゃうところもありますね。
私はだから土日
I make it clear to my boss that I'm Christian and I want to take Sundays off. That's right. That's right. You go in there, you let them know. Sundays are my days. Let's see what happens.
休ませてください。こういう
And the company requires me to work on
言うんで
weekends,
すけど、やっぱり
but I can tell them that they're not so happy about it.
多分アメリカだったら
In the U.S., I
どうな
think
ん
the
だろうな
request would be more
受け入れられるかもしれ
acceptable.
ないけど信仰を持ってるか
But
ら
in Japan, people
済むんや
just don't
みたいな
get
なんか
religious
その感
reasons.
覚っていうのはないと思うので多分
私がある、
Like, you believe in God and Jesus? No way. Yeah. Huh. But like, I don't even know what is the dominant like religion in Japan. Like, they're not I don't get the feeling that they're like mostly like atheists and stuff or agnostic. It seems like, and this is just out of ignorance, that there's some. I'm really ignorant on this topic here. I don't know what the dominant religion would be. I guess some sort of like Buddhism or something. Shinto. Okay. And is there not like a god to worship in Shinto? It's just done differently. You don't have to take Sundays off for them. That's a kind of a neat religion. All right. Anyway, this guy says, I remember a few years ago, I was talking with an organist at my work, and since he'd been involved in the church service, Christian activities for a very long time, I asked her, are you a Christian? She said, no, I'd be too busy. It's not like she doesn't believe in God or anything like that, but it's just too busy. You know, many Japanese people assume all their Sundays would be gone. Oh, I mean, I have to go to church on every Sunday? Man. Wait a second. Early on in this video, though, the dominant Christian influence was like Protestant. And maybe it's because I'm just a dirty Protestant here, but Protestants don't have to go to church every Sunday, okay? Okay. But again, don't take it from me, because, I mean, do I look like someone who really practices? You know. But it sounds like those churches are going to judge you, though. We just heard it from another guy say that the church will ask you to quit your job, so that way you'll be more committed and be like, what? I'm not going to quit my job. Heavy metal's a lot. I wish I could get Sundays off work. There was a time I thought that too. And somehow I got... Man, it's kind of a quasi-state job. But the weekends are pretty much off. And... overtime is frowned upon, so no overtime. But the workload is crazy. But I hear you, man. I used to be like that. Common to see Japanese giving up on Christians. Essay in Japan, people care about other people too much in that sense.
I think a lot of Japanese Christians are afraid to share that, okay, I am a Christian. Because if they share that, then maybe their family disowns them. And that has happened. Whoa. We got a filthy Christian in here? Oh, no, I don't think so. They kick you out. Or some friends, talk about you. They say, oh, you're like in this, crazy religious group. And nobody wants to feel that.
Even if you were like devout Buddhist, let's say their daughter wanted to go to church and decided to become Christian. That would be too shocking. Well, yeah, of course. If their family was a devout Buddhist, that would be a huge shock. Be like, what are you doing? you know? Oh, let's see. From Max with the Hormone, Koi no America reaction video. Ah, yes. I actually did react to Max from the Hormones, Koi no America before the subtitles. I guess we could look at it with the subtitles and have some fun with it. I see. So it causes problems with the family. Okay, that's expected. You may get disowned by your family, which is something that would not happen here in the States. I could not imagine that. Right? There's a lot of stuff that people gotta tolerate, like stupid ideas, stupid new faiths. Stupid ideas and stupid phases, like goth phase, emo phase, whatever. They don't get disowned. You just be like, yeah, my daughter, for lack of a better word, is is dumb. Okay. She doesn't know. Well, okay. She's going through a goth phase right now. She's going through an emo phase. Okay. Or one day she, I mean, if you have daughters, if you have kids, you know what I'm talking about. How, if you remember your experience, you know what I'm talking about. There's people who will they will become something because they're dating someone that is that thing. Like, if someone's dating someone who's really religious, they really like him. Oh, guess what? They might go to church more with him. Now, they're going to church for the wrong reasons, especially when they're doing things they're not supposed to be doing at a church in the back. Not to say I had that experience. But it happens. There's because next thing you know, they get involved with somebody else who is now into something completely different. Maybe they're a Satanist or whatever. I don't know. And now next thing you know, they're Satanists. It's like, oh, look at that. these trends, they just catch on. It's interesting. Anyway.
だからやはり信仰しないやめますとか、まあこっそりと隠れクリスチャンとして生きる人もいっぱいいると思います。
Maybe they'll do it secretly.
クリスチャンになるまで
It took me 7 years to become a Christian since I started going to church.
聖書の言葉とかにずっと触れてはいたんだけれども、
I was reading the Bible, but part of me kept hesitating, saying that my family aren't Christians, and we go to shrine.
難しいですね、家族はね。なので
We know family matter is big here.
本当は家でもっと家族の
Of
ために
course, I want to talk about it and pray for my
そういう姿を
family,
見せた方がいいんだろ
but
うな
it's
とは
just
思うけど、
difficult to
な
do
かなか
that.
そこが嫌がっち
So,
ゃう。
will they shun you? Will they get mad at you if you pray for them? I mean, you're just praying for them, right? Like you're praying to the God you believe in to bless them with, whatever, to just bless them, right? It's supposed to be a good thing. But they'd be like, no, don't do that. I don't want that blessing. Like, does it somehow interfere with the blessing that you would get from Shinto? I have no idea, right? I know nothing about Shinto.
ではないけど、僕たちは関係ないっていうようなスタンスです。
やっぱ日本で言うとポルノですね。
There's a lot of porn. There's a lot of porn in Japan. I knew we were gonna get to the porn. I knew we were gonna get into that.
に入るともうポルノ置いてあるじゃないですか。電車に乗るとこう
On
広
the
告が
train, you see a lot of erotic
裸じゃなくて
advertisements.
ビキニの女の人がいたり。
No, not
なかなか目に
November.
入っちゃうじゃないですか。で目に入るとやっぱ神経が刺激されて男だと反応してしまったりとかする。自分を守りづらい。
This guy looks like he no offense, but this guy looks like he's been penting up. He's been holding back a lot. Okay, he could probably use some relief.
自分のこの考えに
Man has a lot of things that say it's hard to believe here while observing your beliefs. While Christianity couldn't spread in Japan. Okay. All right. So we'll look at this here. I'm kind of curious why. I mean, they talked about why, the difficulties of being a Christian. So I think it's going to repeat a little bit of that. It's just if you live in a culture and a society where it's well, Sundays are hard to get off. Okay, you're not gonna get that Sunday. Your family is gonna disown you. Drinking and porns everywhere, things that Jesus probably would frown upon. Yeah, I don't see. I wouldn't be surprised if they just pretty much repeat that same thing. We'll see.
教って一神教じゃないですか。その一つの神様を信じるみたいな。それがなかなか根付きにくい。
Oh, the only thing I don't like in Japan, way too many communist politicians. I mean, if they all want to be poor, that's what's gonna happen. That's the outcome of that. They'll learn real fast that a redistribution of wealth doesn't make everybody rich. No, because the people who are rich are still going to keep their money. The politicians are going to keep that money. They don't share. And the reason why we've not seen you ask a communist, the reason why you have not seen a true communist society go out there and flourish is because there's a thing of corruption that just this is human nature. It's like, oh, actually, now that we have this power, now that the state's in full control, and we could distribute the wealth and control who does what. Oh, guess what? You do what we say, and your money's ours. Anyway, let's get back to Jesus.
低いんじゃないかなっていうのが、そのキリスト教だけじゃなくて、他にもユダヤ教とかイスラム教とかって一神教ってある。
Dude, I don't think Islam would spread in Japan at all.
なんですけど、その他の一神教ももう日本ってものすごく少ないんですね。
Let me explain in case you don't know. So in Shinto, which widely prevails in our society, there are many different types of kami. This is technically different.
Oh, kami is a god, like the kami band from Baby Metal, right?
From God. But we do have a similar view and respect as Christian people see God. So most Japanese people translate it as a God. And in Shinto, kami exists everywhere. Some people even say there are 8 million kami. It can be someone...
8 million kami? What? Are they like Pokemon? You can go around and catch them? Yeah. 8 million gods. Razvan? 8 million gods. Man. That's so many. It actually kind of makes it kind of seem not that important. It's like, what could you possibly be a god of? Is there that many jobs to go around? Huh.
Nature, like trees, mountains, rivers,
Yeah, so like
wind,
god of a tree,
rain,
god of
wind.
nature, god of grass, god of a mountain? Okay. Or god of rain. God of a toilet. Huh? I mean, I don't know.
It can be humans, birds, or any animals you can think of. And this is quite different from Christianity. And maybe that's why Japanese people have a hard time of accepting Christianity.
They feel like, well, if I believe in Christ, what about the other gods? Is only one? Maybe it destroys unity or it destroys peace, because Japan is about peace. So any religion is okay.
Well, there was a time when Japan was not about peace. But yeah, we don't talk about those times. But yeah, Japan is about peace now. Yes. Okay, interesting. And I like that they have not repeated their previous problems that they mentioned in the previous segment.
So if I become Christian, then only one God.
That brings us another important point, which is deeply ingrained into a society, taking many parts of other religions that we think are cool and twisting in own way. So in Japan, doing something other religion is not considered taboo or betraying your religion.
日本人の宗教観は
So you could celebrate like Christmas, but not even be a Christian. You could just do it because you think it's cool. Is that what I'm getting? I mean, people do that in America already. I mean, okay. I say Japanese religion perspective is very unique.
非常に独特なものがあります。例えば、多くの日本人
For
は
instance, many Japanese celebrate the birth of Christ at Christmas.
年末にはお寺で
New
除夜の鐘を聞いて、そしてお正
and
月には
pay the
神
New
社に
Year's
初詣に
visit
行きま
to
す。
shrines. Okay, that's all over the place. It just sounds like they're a bunch of hipsters. Okay.
で日本以外の方からはなんて節操のないというふうに言われることもあるんですけども、しかしここ日本では
Oh yeah, you're right about the Orthodox of those saints, and what the Catholics have saints too, right? Don't they? I hear about it. I hear about these saints. I'm just like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm a dirty Protestant. I'm just gonna keep on repeating that. I have a Bible. I can read it. I can go to church when I want to. I don't have to go through a middleman. I can just pray. I believe I can talk to him directly, and hopefully it works. If it doesn't, well, I tried. I'll see you on the other side. Maybe I will, maybe I won't.
非常にこういった宗教の寛容性というのは一般的です。ある特定の宗教だけを
You don't hold any discrimination towards any religion.
区別するんではなくて、 この全ての
We
宗教
instead
に共
treasure
通す
common
る倫理
philosophies or
観、
moral
もしくは
values.
哲学、まあ、
Okay.
こういったものを日本人は大事にしていると思います。ですから日本人の宗教観というのは believe in something ではなくて respect for something.
And of course, this is also important to keep in mind. We do not.
So, okay. I don't know, like, what if they're like, hey, you can't celebrate Christmas unless you actually are a Christian? You know, don't be a hipster. Don't be faking it.
Not see or do it as a religion, but more like tradition or custom. In fact, most people don't think they
70% of Japanese go to shrine, and yet only 3% claim to be Shinto. Look at that! And 36 claim to have only 36 claim to have any religion at all. Wow. Okay, so I guess a lot of agnostics. Okay. So they practice Shinto even though they don't really believe in that.
actually believe in that, although they may look like they are religious.
結構いろんな文化を取り入れる習性があるので、キリスト教とかをなんかあんまりその宗教的認識せずに受け入れる部分があると思うんですよね。クリスマスとかも多分みんななんかこうそのイエスキ
See, this is one thing I really like about Japan. They will take what is popular, what's over there, and of course this actually helps because of capitalism, because having markets is great. Look, KFC was able to go to Japan and be like, you know what, we want to do business here. Japan's like, I'll tell you what, we like fried chicken. And so, you know, they established there, and they're like, you know what, though? We're going to do stuff different. Like, I guarantee you, the KFC menu in Japan probably has things like you would not expect, right? It probably, I wouldn't be surprised if there's more like fish and maybe some, I guess, fish-related things on there, not just chicken. I wouldn't be surprised.
キリストがお生まれになったとかってそんな意識することなくて、恋人と
But I want to say what I really enjoy about this though is like, yeah, Japan, it takes what's popular of other countries and other other countries and really just like it has a lot of fun with it. Just cranks the dial to like 11.
あって盛り上がるみたいなこうそれぐらいの印象しか多分ないと思うんですよ。最近だとイースターとかだんだん広まってきてはいるんですよ。
Hey, if I was a church in Japan, I'd be like, you know what? If I was running a church, I'd be like, no, you can't celebrate Easter unless you actually are a Christian. You haven't been to a service, Sunday service, ever? Can't celebrate it. Boom.
やっぱその宗教色をだいぶ消してから入ってきちゃうので。
So is Japan takes it. That's why Christianity doesn't get recognized or common here. Halloween or Easter, for example.
ただそういうイベントと季節のイベントと
They
して
take it just as a seasonal event.
感じはしますよね。
日本におけるキリスト教の歴史っていうものが幸福なものではなかったっていうか。
I never talk about the history. We'll go back to the history of it. This stuff seems very brutal. You know, all these Japanese dudes a long time ago being crucified because they're Christians. Look at that.
こうひどい迫害を受けて、そして一般の人たちもキリスト教にならないように、キリスト教徒になったらこうなるぞっていうような。
But also, Japan kept discouraging non-Christians from staying away from Christianity.
歴史の中でかなりこう長く続いたっていうことで、どこか日本人の
I mean, that stuff is pretty barbaric.
精神の中にキリスト教っていうのはなんか怖いものだっていうようなキリスト教徒になったらなんか良くないことが起こるみたいなそういう恐れみたいなものがあるのかなっていう気はしますね。
Even today.
植民地化されたことがない珍しい国で世界的にも。
Oh, go back.
はしますね。
植民地化
Japan hasn't been colonized in the
され
history
たことがない珍しい国で世界的にも。だからまあ
after World War II. Well, Japan was like rebuilt. Yeah, it wasn't colonized, but it was rebuilt. It was rebuilt because obviously America kind of helped, played a huge part in destroying it. Hey, World War II was crazy, okay? It's not like the Japanese were saints in that one, okay? All right? Everyone was going for total war, okay? You have two... Okay, I think I made it clear, right? But yeah, it was rebuilt. It was rebuilt. Okay, it wasn't colonized. Okay, but there's obviously Western influence put in there.
のやつもなんか植民地化までは言ってなくて、なんかこう強制的になんかこう文化をこう変えさせるとか。そういうのがあんまなかったので、宣教師とかにね、こうなんか宣教されてきっかけで広まったみたいな。
In some countries, Christianity got common because of the colonization.
やっぱそういうのがやっぱなかったんじゃないかなっていう。
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
The Christian population in Korea is like 29%. Wow. Hey, that's cool. Go Korea. I guess you're going to see more Koreans in heaven then. That's not me saying it. That's the Bible saying it.
Tolerance against persecution. If you look at history, the Christianity in history, it has grown the most when there was persecution. And I feel like Japan has a low tolerance for persecution. Korea, so much persecution than Japan. So there was a lot of pressures. If you believed, you were strong about it. Because if you believed, you had to risk your life.
クリスチャンになって一番驚いた。
Whoa. So the more you try to keep it shut down and buried, right? The more you try to stop people from worshiping, the more they flock to it, right? The more they try to circumvent and get around that to because if you're saying that, hey, you can't worship, you can't do this, then the response that some people are going to have is, why can't I? Why are you keeping this away from me? Is there some truth to this that you don't want me to know? Are you trying to keep me away from the truth, from the light? Is that what's happening here? That's what they're saying, right?
たのは韓国の人が本当に日本人のこの宣教というか救いのために
There are many Koreans who engage in mission work and have established churches
日本
here.
に移住して教会を開拓しているところがめっちゃ多いんですよ。すごいね、日本人より熱心です、韓国。
They're more passionate in their beliefs.
情熱
I have not been to a Korean Jesus church, but I have seen the Korean Jesus bus in my area, and it is full, and they will go around, and I believe that they are dedicated. They're dedicated. I have no idea what's written on the church on the bus, but I'm pretty sure you've seen them before. If you haven't, definitely check it out. Google Korean Jesus bus.
好きですね。ちょっと悪い意味でちょっと感情的になる。
A bad way of saying maybe they get emotional, like very easy.
言いたいことは言うっていう文化だと思う。
Their culture allows them to speak their mind, which is the same here in the U.S. But in Japan, expressing yourself isn't so
いい
encouraged.
と思っても言わない人たちが多いんじゃないですかね。私は逆ですごいクリスチャンってことはもう誰と会っても最初に言うんですね。私はクリスチャンですっていうことを言うので、結構それに驚かれることが
They're
多い
often surprised, even
し、
Christians
ク
are
リスチャン側から
surprised.
するとそんなに言える
Wow,
の
how
す
can
ごい
you be so open about your
ですね
religion?
みたいな言われたりするんで。
日本はものすごい、いただいたものを
Japan tends to
忠
adhere to
実
the
に
way
維持す
they
る
got a long time ago.
150年前
I mean,
に
they
明
stick
治
to
維
the
新の後に
fixed
宣教師たち
Christianity and they got from missionaries.
から
Okay.
いただいたものを日本人がそ
But
のま
the Meiji Restoration.
ま
Okay.
今でも150年後に
Observe
忠
it even
実に
nowadays.
維持
Okay.
してます。いいことだけど、例えば西洋ではものすごい融通性がある、自由があるの
Let me
に、
make this bigger so you
日
guys
本
can read
の
it too.
多くの教会の中でそのいただいた
Let's see. Japan's churches aren't so flexible in coordinates of the times. Well, that could be a good thing. The flexibility of the churches, and not even the Protestant churches, is a little too much. Way too much. People saying that Jesus was confused about his people who are saying Jesus is trans. It's like, what in the world are you talking about? What that is absurd. Get that crap out of here. They would have stoned him to death. Okay. like they would do nowadays. Okay? Come on. So maybe it's a good thing that the churches haven't really changed with the times over there in Japan.
パターンから妥協しないで変えないでアダプトしない。
意外と教会ってあるんですよ、各地に。あるんですけど、高齢の方がほとんどだったり。
It's run by elderly people. Oh, yeah, that's going to happen. A dying population, congregation, that any young people, it's not so energetic. Yeah.
捉えようとしていない。なんか
Doesn't really appeal to the young. Yeah. That's an issue that I see here too.
多いんですよ。若者に対してのアプローチっていうか、なんかもう教会に行くこと自体がすごいおしゃれなことみたいな感じになってるんですよね。でも日本
Yeah, maybe they can find a way to make the church cool and trendy.
30代とかが多いので、
You know?
20代とかのクリスチャンってほんまに稀なんで少ないです。
日本はやっぱりその形から入るっていうところがどうしてもあって、そこからそのイメージに合わないとあれってちょっとだけそういうなんか
Ooh, it sounds like over there when they are a Christian, you have to adhere. It's a lot more strict. It sounds like.
なんですか、その意識の壁みたいなのを感じることはあります。
日本のキリスト教の世界というのは非常に狭いので、ヘビメタルという音楽は昔からやはり悪魔の音楽という。
I mean, I understand what they're saying. I've hanged out with I know a few friends that are actually Baptists. They're not supposed to drink, but that doesn't stop them, right? Now, of course, I will say in the West, there's probably some hardcore Baptists that definitely wouldn't do it. But, you take that Japanese mindset, they go all the way. They don't half-ass anything. Go full-ass. Yeah, I don't see them cutting corners on that. I don't see them being flexing on that.
イメージがあるので、避けられてるなというか敬遠されてるなといったところを感じることはありますね。
そうなんですね。アメリカのキリスト教と、はい、日本のキリスト教なんか違うところってあるんですか？いや、ありますね。それは。
I'd say this guy's saying. In the U.S., Christianity and politics are much more connected.
全く政治と乖離してるクリスチャンとしたら、この人たち一体何言ってんのっていうぐらいに意識がもう私たちと全く違いますよね。国のなんていうのかな。
I could tell that Christianity was a big part of the country, much more than in Japan.
とキリスト教みたいな。
I do speak
that
Japanese,
image right there.
But the way the word of God is written in the Bible in Japanese and in English, very different. The concept is the same, but the Japanese is written a little bit katai, a little stiff sometimes. It could be a little difficult to understand.
Obviously, there's a difference.
What? Now I'm curious how. Okay. Well, it's not like I would be able to translate it from. Okay, if I take a Japanese Bible, a Japanese Christian Bible, and translate it back into English, like, that just sounds like a recipe for disaster. Okay.
Difference between the two countries. American has a different culture, and Japanese people have a different culture. From where I'm from in America, American Christians are more louder. We're more like, we shout, hallelujah, we're more animated. Whereas in Japan, the culture is quiet and conservative. That could be the big difference, the expression.
But I mean, I didn't really notice too much. I think it's the same heart. We have Japanese Christian, American Christian, whether, African Christian, we all have the same heart. We all are trying to have a relationship with God so that we can love.
I mean, I like what he's saying there. I mean, I don't have any jokes or anything to say to light it up or anything. I think it's pretty good.
Other people, so I think it's the same.
日本の文化の中のキリスト教ということで言えば、新渡戸稲造という有名な人が、日本の武士道
Got something common between Bushido and Christianity in terms of mentality. Little I know about Bushido, I could kind of see that.
ぐらいの武士道とキリスト教との間にすごく共通点を見出して、日本にもこんなものがあるんですよ。例えば内村勘三であるとか、日本の文化に誇りを持ちつつも、そこにキリスト教の信仰を取り入れようとしていた。キリスト教というのは現在という概念があって、
Christianity, there is a concept of original
人
sin.
は罪人である。正しい人、完璧な人は誰もいないという概念がとても大事なんですけれども、謙虚な心を持っている日本人は、そういった自ら
Does Japanese have modesty as a national trait? We can look back at their own
の中
sins.
にある罪というものをしっかりと見つめることができるんではないかと思います。日本人が持つ和の心というのも本来のキリスト教の精神にすごく近いと
Japanese value harmony, which is also very close
思
to
うの
real
で、キリスト教の
Christianity.
精神を理解できる
I
のではない
think
かと
we'd actually have an easy time understanding Christianity.
思っています。
日本人って
It's funny that
キリス
even
ト教
though
少ない
Christianity
です
isn't
けど、
common
なん
in
か一番
Japan,
キリスト教っぽいなと思うんです
Japanese
よ
are
ね。
very like
国民性が
Christians.
そう勤
Diligent,
勉で
modest,
謙虚で
hardworking in
真面
general.
目で頑張り屋でみたいなこうすごいクリスチャン的要素を兼ね
Japanese people
備えて
actually
る
have a
よう
lot
な
of
僕は気
Christian
がしていて、
traits.
なんかすごい皮肉だなと思って
So I
その
find
日
it
本
ironic
人が
Japan
実
is
少ない
has
の
so
は
few Christians. Japanese morality. Okay, this is the last segment here. Well, I mean, they definitely have the work ethic down. That's for sure. Let's see what you're saying. Lost in translation part. Yeah. Let's see. Christianity is flexible in the way it learns from its own mistakes, turning the other cheek forever, allowing everything. That's not flexibility. It's just anti-Christianity stupidity. Okay.
日本人の倫理観って恥の概念に基づいているような気がするんですよね。つまり人様に
Let's see. Let's back up here. Unlike Christians, Japanese morality comes from trying not to be
っ
shameful.
て恥の概念に基づいているような気
Don't
が
bring shame to your family. Don't embarrass yourself.
するんですよね。つまり人
Well,
様
we could use a lot more of that, actually. Okay? America is really lacking in that. We got a lot of unemployed behavior, a lot of people with daddy issues running around. Our systems are supporting it and just allowing it to happen. That's beyond the scope of this stream. Anyway, I mean, people feel too shameful when others find out a certain action or behavior.
にこういうことをしているっていうことが知られるとこう恥ずかしいっていうか和を乱さないように
And
人
they
に
really
迷惑
want to
をかけないよう
avoid
にって
disturbing
い
the
う
harmony
そうい
or
う結果
bothering
として
other
非常に
people.
貧困法
With
制な
that
人
motive,
たちが
they
多い
end up
日本
being
が
so
ね、その
moral.
モラルが
They
高
say
いという
Japanese have high
面
morals,
は、まあ、確か
which
に
I kind of agree to some extent. Well,
否
yeah,
めない面もあるけど、逆にめちゃくちゃモラルが低い
but
面
they're
もあり
not
ます。
moral
異
at,
性に
at
関しては
all.
もうめち
In
ゃく
terms
ちゃ
of
だよね。
sex, it's very immoral and getting even worse nowadays. Yeah. Though America is too. Okay. Oh man, there's all sorts like it's crazy.
もっとどんどんそうなってるわね。遠行とか、そのデルヘ
There's
リ
no
とか
like
さ。
things like JK business or
でもそれは
prostitution.
もう欧米とかではありえない話
From
だ
a
から。
Christian point of view, I
め
feel
っちゃモラル
Japanese is
低い
very
なと思いま
immoral
す
in
よ。
that
その辺
sense.
に関して言えばね。まあ欧米に比べた
I
ら、そ
know
の
physical crime
空
is
き巣と
less
かは
common
少ない
here
んだけ
compared to the
ど、
West,
能動的に自分から動いて、
but not because they try to have high morals actively.
それをモラルを保ってるっていうよりも、同調圧力
Because of a
が
lot of
動
pressure
機に
to
なって
conform.
受動的にそのモラ
I
ルを
guess
保ってる
they
っていう面
pass
があ
to
るかもしれ
keep
ないで
the
すよね。
morality.
人が見ているかどうかっていう基準になると思うんですよね。SNS とかでやっぱり匿名だから
We could use a lot more of that too. I guess, dude, just I guess maybe we could use some conformity, I suppose.
誹謗中傷とかがあるじゃないですか。あれって自分が誰かわからないか
But
ら
then we'd be like conform to what though? You know, just obey the laws. So Protestants, work ethic, Catholic, Orthodox, saints. Wait, this sounds like Unitarianism. Yeah, I mean they could make it super catchy if they make the saints be like yeah, like you said earlier, like kind of like Pokemon. You can catch them all. They're kind of like the kami. There's different gods, different saints.
からできてると思うんですよね、相手にと。でももし神様がいるっていう前提だと、
But
神
if
様
morality is based on
私の
God,
心の中とか
you
全
try
部
to
分か
act
ってる
right
んです。やっ
regardless
ぱり
of
その
other
神様
people.
から見て正
Because
し
you
く
know
生
God
きる
knows
って
everything
い
in
う
your
ところ
mind.
に立つと、すごいこう基
I
準が
think
で
your
きやす
principle
い
would be
し、
much
そ
more
こを見
clear.
て生きると正し
At
く
least
生
I
きれる
feel
な
like
って
I can
自
live
分
my
の
life
中で
more
あります。
poorly. She's a good Christian girl. I mean that. She sounds like she is. In your mind, what kinds of benefits would Christianity bring in Japan?
Oh, that's
well, they would be saved and go to heaven. Or is he gonna say that? I mean, that would be good.
a very good question. Benefits would be, for example, we have child abuse happening in Japan. Of course, homelessness and poor families and things like that. There are.
Okay, the dark side of Japan is something I definitely want to explore here on this channel, since we do react to a lot of Japanese bands, right? Okay, that's the highlight. That's the nice stuff. Yeah, let's educate ourselves on some of the seedy things. That'd be kind of cool.
Are principles that God has given us in the Bible that can help solve the problems of the world. Because Jesus prayed, he said, let your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. If we are active in engaging our society and engaging our community with solutions through Christ, through the word of God, what God is saying in his word, it can bring big benefit to this country. I really, really believe that.
He did not say because they would be saved. Because he actually really wants to sell it. You put that out there, that doesn't really sell it, does it? The fire and brimstone tactic, is that effective? I think it's only really effective is if you actually fear what happens after you die.
というものは、西洋の宗教、
Japan
自分たち
has
に
nothing
は
to
縁
do
の
with
ない
us.
西洋の宗教であると思っているかもしれないけれども、そうではなくて実は
What
日
to
本人の
realize is actually so close
持
to
って
the
いる精神
Japanese
にすごく近いもの
mentality.
なんだ、身近なものなんだということを伝えていきたい。
今までの話は日本のキリスト教は主に西洋からの形と言ってますよね。内村が言ったことは日本的な形を言っていると思います。内村が言いました。ブシロは日本国
Bushido is the finest product of Japan.
最善の産物である。しかしながらブシロそのものは日
Bushido
本国
itself
を
does
救
not have the
う
ability
能
to save Japan.
力はない。ブシロの代義にキリスト教を
Christianity grafted upon Bushido would be the finest product the world will see. I would like to see that. Like, very religious, very devout Christians. They're like heavy into Bushido. I'm talking a movie about it. Or it might be like a manga or an anime. No, it needs to be live action. Maybe it already exists.
ついたものそのものは世界最
Have you ever played the game Bushido Blade? That was a really good game. It was really cool. Because, like, it had realistic injuries. It was a fighting game. You ran around with swords. And you could hit each other. That was like for the PlayStation 1. And it's cool and bad at the same time. Because, like, it's cool. It has realistic damage. But it sucks because it has realistic damage. You get hit in the kneecap. You're not moving very far or very fast at all. It sucks. Yeah. Anyway.
善の産物であってそれに日本国のみ
And it will save not only Japan but the whole world.
必ず全世界を救う能力がある。だから私が
Hey, that might be it. If that could help bring peace to the world, sure, let's try it.
すごい、日本について日本の男性について希望を持ってます。それは新しい、
Bushido Christianity will happen in the future.
キリストにあるブシロのムーブメントが日本から生まれてくる世界の果てまで行くことを信じます。
All right. Well. We learned what it's like being a Christian in Japan. What did I really learn, though? I learned that if you were a Christian in Japan, that your family could disown you. I learned that, yeah, I mean, while the Japanese people do work a lot, they have an insane work ethic. They are like fearful of becoming a Protestant or any sort of Christian, which does seem a little strange at first, but I guess, especially when they like to practice or celebrate Christmas, Easter, and they like to go to a temple to worship 2,700 kami gods. Yeah. But, giving Jesus some time is a little too much, huh? They'll learn. They'll learn. But I like what they said at the end, though. The idea of like Bushido, like Christianity and Bushido together. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah. Anyway. It's a silence movie from 2016 with Andrew Garfield and Adam Driver is in it too. Oh. I didn't check out that movie then. All right. Well, yeah. So this was an educational stream. I hope you found it, well, educational. I hope you learned something here for the 5 people who watched it. Hey, I know it's not a band. It's like, what are you doing? Where's the band at? Well, don't worry. We'll talk about them too. I think tomorrow night we have this already scheduled. We're going to talk about dating in Japan. Some more dating in Japan. That's, hey. You want to try your luck? You think you have a shot? We're going to watch a video about these women. We'll be sharing what they feel about Westerners. Have I seen the new Shogun trailer? No, I have not. I don't know if I can watch it here. But I will look for it, I suppose. Or maybe I could watch it and I'll record my reaction. Maybe do that. Well, Razvan, it was good hanging out, man. I hope you enjoy this. And, yeah, you take it easy, man. Wait, that's not very Christian like.